Welcome to my channel, the Royal Scorpia / Wave. I have two names in my kingdom, and it's a long history, and maybe one of the other videos I will explain it. But for right now, I thought it would be a good idea to start a video on how to play a game that I spend at least 12 hours a day, if not more. That's the minimum. I usually spend 20 hours. So I usually don't sleep, and I play this game straight through days. I love this game. I'm obsessed with it. I'm addicted to it. I know. So I thought, once I learned, I haven't learned everything, and I still have a lot to learn, but I have learned quite a bit, and I thought the next step would be to share it with whoever else might want to hear it. So anyway, as I said, my name is the Royal Wave / Scorpia. Here's why. I have 3 castles. I have two C30s and a C31. Right here. Royal Scorpia right here. Scorpia Master. And I am the Royal Wave. Now I'm hiding my power because it's right before KE, and KVK doesn't do very much good, because even though I hide my power, they can I'm still in 4th place, even with my other equipment on. But the other guy's catching up quickly. Anyway, so I wanted to kind of tell you a little bit about myself. This is actually my first kingdom, K423. I've been through several alliances, but I've been through the major alliances that have always been in the top. There have been some that dropped, some that disappeared, some got destroyed. Basically, when I came in the game, I got lucky and got into the 4th largest, the 4th biggest alliance at that time was NWA, right? And then I got in there. I didn't know what to do, I knew the basics. I used to play a game called Clash of Kings for 4 years, spent, close to 50K on that, just on the game. And eventually it got to the point where it was ridiculous. So, and I promised I would never get myself caught up in another game, but here we are, Guns of Glory. Anyway, so I pretty much knew the basic layout: train troops, rise, get a good alliance, get into a good alliance, all that kind of stuff, right? So I did that. Not a lot of people knew how to play. If they did, they didn't really know how to explain it, and they didn't really know themselves. So I focused on, I said, hey, look, I can't grow, not to, but I can organize, and I can recruit, and I can grow, right? Because it was still at the time before our first KVK. I think it was like 3 months before out for our KVK, first KVK. And so anyway, I spoke to a leader. I had this great idea. Hey, let's allow me to recruit, and enlarge the alliance, because I kind of understood how to do that for years. Another game was king in several kingdoms. Anyway, I knew how to do it. Now the alliance leader said, nah, I like it how it's done my way. You can, you could either do it my way, or you could just stay and be quiet, or you could leave. So I left. I joined another one that was at the time was 3rd. I kind of climbed up the ladder. For that one, I actually enlarged it by I added 4 new alliances. So by the time I left, it was in 3rd place. I know it was in 2nd or 3rd place, right? The main alliance, and its secondary alliance was in the top 10, and this 3rd was in the top 15, and so on and so on. So there was proof that I knew what to do and how to do it, right? Because there's specifics. You don't just be like, hey, come on over, just merge. You have to talk to them. You have to read and gauge how they react, what they're thinking. You can't push too much. You have to push just the right amount. Anyway, long story short, I climb up to the top, to the number one alliance. They didn't really need much help because they were separated. They were very they had a lot of power, so much that there was no way anybody could catch up with it, right? However, I was coming in, and I was kind of doing my little side thing, creating another alliance. Actually, it was a secondary alliance. They didn't have one. They just had a main alliance with the farm. It was a big alliance. They didn't need a recruit, but the leader was like, well, if I want everybody to be fam, my alliance, So I was like, all right. So anyway, there was a big war with a there was a war. It fell. I stayed because, in my opinion, once you join an alliance, it's like, hey, I'm loyal to you till you're not loyal to me, and that's what happened with the other two alliances. The leaders just got a little egotistic, and it was like, they were disrespectful. So anyway, he wasn't like that. So I said, look, I'm gonna stay beside you, stay with you, whatever. I'm gonna help you grow it up, right? And he said, well, nah. So we were from number one. We went from number one with, like, at that time it was like a 300 million power difference, and this was one where there were hardly any C26s. I think there was one C29, and it was a big difference, right? We went from number one to number 27. Boom, right? However, after a period of a month, I raised it from 27th, or no, I think it was I think it was about a month and a half, because it was just in time for KVK. I brought it up to second place, and boom, they were the first Royal Alliance in the palace. Anyway, long story short, I know my way around these types of games, so the prior knowledge helped move up the ladder of, hey, I'm a serious player, even though I don't know, I'm a weak player, with the castle level, but I have a lot of knowledge, that with other things, so at that, there was a time I had a disagreement with the leader that I just, put on the throne. So I left, kind of, didn't know what to do. I almost quit. But then I got, I was like, one of my friends told me, hey, look, it's not that hard, it's all a puzzle. And I was like, what do you mean? And he introduced me to Gunsmuse. Gunsmuse. I don't know if there's an S after gun, but once I looked at his YouTube channel, I went from one C24 to two C30s and a C31. Boom. I did spend more money than he said he would, than he recommends, or that he shows or advises people to spend. But before this, I didn't want to spend money on something I didn't know how to play. But let me tell you, I wanted something simple, crisp, clear, and to the point, and show me how to do it. That was all that Gunsmuse did. He showed me in all his videos. He showed what to do, and how to do it, and why you should do it, or why you should not do it, or hey, think, what is it best for you? Anyway, because of his knowledge, I have grown tremendously, and because I spend like 20 hours a day on this game, because I'm addicted to it, I thought, well, why not the next level be make a couple videos off of it, try to help other people that are, don't understand, because there's still a lot of players that don't know what they're doing or how to do anything, but today, because it's a Halloween event, it's Halloween, I want to tell you what I do with my events, right? So right now there's 4 events going on. You got the Carnival Fever, right? 'Cause you gotta do the daily challenges, right? You gotta do troop training, and then you get these little hats, right, that you can spin at the Halloween store right here, right? And then you have the points events, which is spending money, and you get more hats, right? And then if you go to the event center, we have the gold event coming up, and that's training too. Troop training as well, right? But there's also one more event, the Kingdom Arms Race, right? So you have all these events, right? And you only have a certain amount of resources and speed ups and gold at the same time, right? So what, how do you do it and what do you do, all right? So I'm going to and not going to really what I do. What I do is I look at this, right? Troop training. I do either daily challenge first. I usually do it later. Usually I do the second portion first because it ties in with everything. Troop training, go right. Boom. That's the big spender. Sorry. I look at all the things that says troop training, right? All right. So gold event, all right. Troop training stage, and Carnival Fever right now are the same thing. In order to get rewards, you use the same items, right? But then you also have Kingdom's Arms Race, right? So here's the thing: while you're doing that, or before you even do that, and see, hey, look, can I do can I use this for speed ups too? Because I don't see any now, but there was a lot of oh, here we go. So use 180 hour speed up boost, right here. See, right here. So you accept one of them, right? And then you go do your boosts, right? And you use 180, right? Or how much ever you're going to do. I would do 180 first because if you're going to do more, you want to do the least amount first, right? Or the required amount first, to see if you can't get any more of those quests. So let's say you do one. There were two down here, right? So you do one of these. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time. Hold on. Anyway, I don't know. I guess someone used it, but so you would use the 180 speed ups first, right? And then you go back, click it, where it says submit, and then you go look to see if you can't do any more, right? Obviously you can do. Here we go. 1 hour 80 speed ups, right? Sometimes the 4 and 5 have ridiculous amount of speed ups, right? So do that first, right? Before you can use all your speed ups, right? There's also this one. What does it say? I think it was this one right here. It said increase your troop power right here, right? That also is the same thing, right? So all these things tie together. So I would choose the quest and event, right? So since we all know it's training event for event, right? You get for that and Carnival Fever, right? Then I usually would go and see if I can't use, look for a 4 or 5, and then see if there isn't one for speed up boosts, because then I can just go here, let's say it says use, 5,000 1 hour speed up, 5,000 hours of speed up boost, right? Well, then, all right, I use 5,000 speed ups, right? Well, I complete that, right? And get my little reward. Well, then I also get a certain amount of reward at the gold event, with the amount that I get, right? And then I also get a reward for troop training here. See, so there are a lot of these events. A lot of these events do time. The points event, that's for gold spending, but there's always at least 1 or 3 events that tie in. So try to look and see if you can't use, if you can't use the same item, double the reward, if that makes any sense, right? So before you do anything for each daily, and actually some phone glitch or not, but I don't get a you know, let's say there wasn't a carnival fever, right? But there usually is, right? But today is troop training, so I use up all my speed ups and get all my rewards. But then, like 6 hours later, the carnival fever shows up as, oh, you get rewards if you use your training speed ups. Well, I just used all of mine, So just be careful. I usually look at all the events that are current, that are popped up or whatever, and to bring them all down together, right? As I said, everything connects. All right, so stats connect. I'm going to get into that because this is already a long video. I will apologize for the video time doing it. So bear with me. This is just a topic of discussion for the Halloween event. It's just short, simple. Well, I try to make it short, simple, and then later on I'm going to explain or make other videos for stats. I'm basically going to just kind of share my knowledge with you with each video with each video is going to be a different piece of knowledge that I've learned. And again, all this knowledge I've learned was from GunMuse, right? From the YouTuber GunMuse. He's like he's straight up. I like him because one, he's a veteran, right? And I'm a vet too from the Army. But he's straight, like he's straight up. He doesn't try to cover anything. This is who I am. This is how I speak. This is how I do things, and this is how I shoot my videos. And if I like the consistency in the things that he does, everything that he does, he just does it how he feels like he should do it. So I look up to him. I respect him. He doesn't really, I don't really talk to him. I have made some comments, but I will tell you this: if you have any comments, questions, please write them. Write them down below the video. Like, subscribe. Any answers I can't or any questions I can't answer, or anything that I don't know or can't really give you the satisfactory answer. Moving on to GunMuse. I will, even if I answer, I'll tell you what I think and say, well, and then I'm going to, research it, send, maybe send a comment to GunMuse, and be like, hey, how do you do this, So ultimately, GunMuse is like the mastermind player so far of Guns of Glory, and I'm kind of like a little branch, a little twig off that. And I'm not here to get any popularity or nothing. I'm literally just wanting to take it to the next step after playing game for 20 hours. Each game, each castle at least takes an hour and a half to 2 hours just for dailies, right? That's already 6 hours there. But I'm off and on doing random stuff, whatnot. Anyway, please like, subscribe, and comment. This is the Royal Wave from Kingdom 423.